The last time I spoke about Junya Ikeda, which is Gokai Silver, was on the 17th of November 2023. Go check out the video if you want. I talk roughly about what's been going on with him, etc, etc. So we now have an update that I wanted to give you today, so I am going to be talking about it. So if you haven't checked out that other video, I'm going to give you a recap. So Jun was arrested for committing special fraud, as they call it in Japan. He withdrew 1.5 million yen from an elderly man across 3 cards. From the website, it quoted, according to the Johto police station on September 26, 2023, Jun reportedly used 3 cash cards belonging to a man in his 60s in Koto Ward, withdrawing 1.5 million yen from 2 different financial institutions. Prior to the incident, the victim received a phone call impersonating the police, falsely claiming cash has been fraudulently withdrawn from your account. We will submit your cash card as evidence to the court. Among other things, Jun, posing as a police officer, then visited the victim collecting the cash cards. So basically, he dressed as a police officer, went to this man's house, and basically took his cards, and then they withdrew the money from it straight away. And again, that is absolutely fucking shit that he did that. So now we're all caught up, and before we talk about Jun, I want to bring your attention to a thread on Twitter by Eureka. To give some extra content, what she's going to mention in this, I didn't even think about, because this could actually affect a lot of other people. Now, Jun said that he was completely depressed, that he wanted letters of encouragement to help him through the hard times from his fans. And this is another thing that we're going to see in his statement. But yeah, it's kind of a thing where I did write to him, and I wish I hadn't now. But yeah, I was foolish. I was being tricked. But yeah, anyway, let's go read Eureka's tweets. These are all going to be translated from Japanese to English, so it may be a little bit off. Thanks Twitter, but let's jump in and talk about it. I normally don't like to mention these sorts of things, but I'd like to talk about the former Super Sentai actor who will soon be serving time as a prisoner for his involvement in a specialized fraud scheme. I see quite a few posts of support from people who have been supporting the show for a long time, people with pure hearts and young tokusatsu fans, so I would like to take this opportunity to warn you. First of all, even if you truly love him, I know this is very difficult, but you should absolutely stay away from him right now. Whatever the truth of the crime and whatever his mental state has been up till now, it's quite abnormal for a convicted criminal to post such a document on X. Requesting letters, inviting fans to meet with you, and even inviting someone alone after meeting you once are some really risky behaviors. Additionally, I believe he requested letters from his fans just before his arrest last year, so I urge anyone who sent him a letter at that time to please be extremely careful. Your personal information may be used. In fact, in a post today, X mentioned that he plans to go on a prayer tour. It is not known how they plan to contact you, but those who have already sent a letter should remain vigilant. How you respond to his contact and what state he is in when you respond are of course up to you, but minors should avoid taking any action of their own. It is not a question of the extent to which he was involved in the crime, or regardless of the extent, whether he is remorseful or not. Regardless of the facts, it's unusual for him to behave in this way, in the position he is in now. This is harsh for those who love him, and I apologize if any of his followers have been hurt. I am extremely sorry, but as this is a rare and extremely unusual situation, I have decided to speak out and ask everyone to please think of their own safety. For all of you who support him, I pray for his rehabilitation. Now, that is some very good points. Younger tokusatsu fans may actually generally want to be there to say, hey, I was there to have him to talk to, and he's now my friend, and stuff could happen. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be that bad, but considering how people would actually try to reach out and be like, hey, you know, I think you're the best, I want you to be like this, like, please let me like be there, etc, etc. And I do think that you have to be really careful. If you have written it to them, then be careful on that as well. I don't think that they're going to write to people internationally. I think this is more towards the people that have been there for him in Japan, and it would be a lot easier for them to reach out to you and say, hey, I know you're my friend, are you okay with this, or are you kind of gonna go on it? Like, what are you gonna do? So I do think that you have to be very, very careful when approaching Jun. Don't really speak to him because he's a piece of shit for stealing from an old man, trying to get more money when pretty much he had a very good acting career as well as doing voiceover, where he could have got a lot more work later on in the future. But no, he actually had to be a piece of shit and effectively just steal money from people. Future mark here, I didn't actually give the prison sentence, and some more stuff has happened since recording of this actual video. The main update is that he received a sentence of 3 years in prison. He's also written many letters trying to manipulate people into thinking that he is a good guy, but what he's trying to do is he's trying to get people to feel sorry for him. This will be another video that I will be talking about this. Just remember, Jun actually robbed a man in his 60s, so this doesn't give him a very good guy look, does it? But anyway, on with the video. Looking on his Twitter, this is what he posted on the 12th of October, and yeah, it's his handwriting. So I basically translated it with Google Translate, so it may be on and off. There is an address that I will literally blur and get rid of, so you can't write to him, because I just don't think this guy needs any letters whatsoever, and considering what we've written, this could actually be something a lot dangerous much later on in the future. So it reads, "To those who are still my fans, hello, it's been a while, this is Jun. I would like to offer my apologies here for the great concern and trouble I caused you on that day 1 year ago. I am truly sorry. First of all, let me make a disclaimer. I do not think it's appropriate to use this opportunity to apologize to those who were victims and to those involved who have been greatly inconvenienced. So I will convey that sincerely again at the appropriate time. I would appreciate it if you would just understand that this is my place where I am writing down my thoughts solely for the benefit of those who are still my fans. First of all, I cannot write in this letter the truth of the incident or what really happened, so I will tell you about it in person at some time. I apologize." So why am I taking this opportunity to send this letter? I have one request, and I am so bold as to write it to you. There is a truth to this, but legally, I was recently found guilty in court and will now be a prisoner. Now I am all alone in the world. I have no relatives to rely on, no family to help me. For some reason, I have no savings and I am homeless. I never thought I would end up in this situation. I was alone. First of all, I've been fighting loneliness all alone for the past year. The fight was really tough. My heart was broken. I couldn't look forward and my dreams and hopes were gone. But there was someone who gave me light. That was someone who told me, "I'm still waiting for you and I'll always be your fan." That was a happy event for me, more than any good fortune could have brought. It happens to be the happiest thing that has ever happened to me in my life. It's strange, isn't it? After all that happened at the brink of despair, I felt something for the first time. It was a beautiful, pretty, wonderful emotion. It shone like a single thread hanging in there. At the moment, I thought, oh, everything isn't over yet. T-level screens and big theaters aren't the only stages. As long as there is even one person who needs me anywhere, 360 degrees, it's always a stage. I realize that it's too early to give up on everything. A strange fate awaits. Even a chance encounter is a fate for many lifetimes, are phrases that have been used since ancient times. I now believe that the invisible thread of fate has not yet been severed. In a roundabout way of saying it, but my request is, if you're still a fan of mine, could you please send me a letter? That's the main point. I know it's a shameless request, but please help me to crawl out of this brink of extinction, to face forward again, to not give up on life, and to shine once more in front of you. Jun's life as an actor may have ended here, but I don't want to give up on my path to be your light in other ways. The first chapter of Jun has ended in this way. I'm really sorry and feel heartbroken, but after about 3 years of rest, I would like to start the second chapter. Please give me the driving force to do so. This is my last request. You are my only hope. I hope and await your kind help. But then I've kind of blocked out the address. I don't want to give him the kind of like the chance of people writing letters. He does actually say that his other name is Shimagatio, I think, but I don't give a shit that his real name for what he's done. Pronounced Shimagatio, my real name, I will be here for about another month. But after that, I will be transferred to a prison somewhere. I will let you know again what happens, so I would appreciate it if you would bear this in mind. Also, until around the 21st, Monday of this month, which obviously has passed because of this recording, if you feel it would be okay to do things differently from what I am doing now, please do come and visit. I look forward to seeing you. After the 21st, my status will change from a NAMI intimate, so visits will no longer be possible. However, please note that visits are only possible, and then just gives out the, like, hey, come and see me at this day. Like, you know, I'm signing today, so this is going to be the only time. And only one group per day, so I'd appreciate it if you would bear this in mind. There is a possibility that if you visit in the morning, you may not be able to meet with someone who comes in the afternoon. In the case, I think it would be best if you declared your relationship to me as a friend or an acquaintance. I apologize for the long selfish requests. When I thought about my life from now on, I only saw darkness and despair, but now I think I can look forward a little, just a little. Please give me the courage to take a step forward, just a little more. I will believe in your gentle, loving hand and wait for you. So that was the first letter. And I generally, when thinking and reading all of this, I just generally think that he wants like people to feel sorry. If you're my fan, you'll like come and see me, and like you won't look into the police stuff. Like, what silly little thing that I've done. You know, it's that sort of mentality. And considering how Eureka has said, like, you know, this is some sort of like maybe religious thing that's going on right now. Now, depending on what sort of religion that they go for, this could be a thing of like saying, like, maybe if I'm in the prison, like, you know, I have found God, I have found this, I have found a new purpose on life. And I just think it's really shitty that you're trying to get people to kind of feel sorry for you when you were literally stealing from elderly people. This just makes you look like a massive piece of shit. No, scratch that. You are a massive piece of shit, June. So we can see that on the 22nd of October, he did actually post again. And again, we're using Google Translate. Hello, my name is June. Since I made the letter public the other day, I have received various reactions. I have been receiving a lot of letters from everyone. Some of the letters say, I'm waiting for you, I'm rooting for you, and others say, I was shocked. We have received a variety of options, including scolding letters saying, don't be so dependent on me. Some of the comments are heartbreaking. I think the majority of the options don't mess around. I can't see the reactions directly on the internet, so this is just speculation, but I can imagine that things are getting rough. I'm sorry. I understand that from the broader perspective of society, the majority option is to live quietly and peacefully, holding your breath. But as long as there is even just one person who says, I was helped, I was encouraged, I was happy because I spoke these words, I won't quit, I'm not scared of backlash, the more it burns, the better. I keep shouting out, please support me and please wait for me. I want to prove that even in a place like this, I can still give energy to people. When I leave the correctional facility, probably said that wrong, the first thing I plan to do is go and express my gratitude to the many people who have sent me letters. I'm going on a pilgrimage from Hokkaido to Okinawa, and if I can, please let me grant any wishes I may have. The letter said, I'd like to talk with you over a drink. Yes, let's talk, even if it's until the morning. Let's drink until the night. You also said, I want to go to karaoke. Let's go in our free time. Let's do a solo ritual just for you. The cancer patient on stage, I'm waiting for you. Don't die, wait for me. I don't think it's easy to be someone's light, but there's nothing you can't do. You can dream even from the most. No one can put out the strength of a person's heart, the flame of life. I will spare no effort to shine once more. I will not give in to any adversary. As an actor, I can't come back the same way. It may be. I understand that very well, so I'm searching for another way. I don't want to believe that even that is not permitted in this world. I want to be the kind of person that people think, I'm glad I supported you. There's still a lot of life to go. It's too early to give up because here, thinking that I can keep trying a little harder. Well, what I wanted to say in this letter is thank you. Currently, there is a limit to a number of letters that can be sent, so I cannot reply to all of them. So I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude. Thank you for all the letters. I will do my best. Please wait for me. Please wait for me. And then it's signed by him. Now, going back to what Eureka said, It's the fact that obviously you've got all addresses so that he could write back to them. So what would stop him from actually going and visiting each and every single person? And in this letter, he actually says that he wants to go and thank every single one of them. So can you imagine in 3 years' time, there's a knock at your door and all of a sudden there is Jun and he's like, oh, thank you very much. But could that also be a bigger scam later on where he's like, well, I've got all these addresses, so maybe they'll throw money at me. Maybe they'll feel sorry for me. Maybe I'll take like whatever I can and just utilize or use whatever I have completely at my disposal, and people will just be starstruck, you know, from what he's done in anime or Super Sentai. People will possibly forgive him and be like, well, he's my best friend. And reading these letters, it just generally feels to me like he's saying thank you to all his fans. Like, you know, he's not thinking about prison. He's thinking like, oh yeah, I've got 3 years off from this and I'm gonna be absolutely fine. Now, I don't know what it's like in Japanese prison. I never want to go there, but the effect to this just shows that it's taking a break. Like in 3 years, you're gonna be like, oh shit, he's back. Now in 3 years, I'll make another video talking about this. But right now, I generally kind of think that there is a lot to this. And I know that he's a massive piece of shit. Now I know he's still going to have fans. He's probably going to have a lot of fans still. Yeah, and they're going to be like, oh, well, you know, it was a misunderstanding or stuff. And if you think stealing from someone is a misunderstanding or he didn't know what he was doing, he fully knew what he was doing. And he's trying to blame it on mental health, where, to be fair, you had friends. You had the cast from Gokaiger, they could have been there for you. You have your parents, or you could have had other people in the anime industry actually help you, and yet you chose to do something evil, something mean and horrible by taking money from an elderly man. Anyway, I wanted to make a video on this. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments. Are you still a fan of him, or have you completely and utterly just checked out and you don't give a shit about him? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. I want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and I wanted to shout out Kimono Cat. Your help goes a long way to help support the channel, and if you want to help support the channel, the links to my Patreon and channel memberships are listed below in the description.
あらあら、チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。